Hey guys, today I'm back to film my January favorites, and also kind of one unfavorite, which I'll talk about at the end of the video, which I've never had an unfavorite, but this thing was just, I wanted to talk about it and I didn't want to do a review video for it separately because I felt like, I don't know, like I might still do a review video for it, but I feel like it also might just be something I can kind of talk about quick. But I'm going to go ahead and start with my favorites. The first thing is this Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I've never tried any of the Maybelline foundations except for the Fit Me stick, which I ended up returning because I wore it once and it was super splotchy and I didn't like it. I didn't try the regular Fit Me foundation. I haven't tried the Dream Wonder, Superstay, any of it. The only foundation I think I've tried from them is the Dream Mousse one, and I tried it a really long time ago. That foundation was nice when I was in middle school or high school because, you know, I just would grab a little bit and apply it with my fingers. But I haven't tried anything really foundation-wise from them since. And this was just all over YouTube, beginning of the month, or even towards I think kind of the middle. But everybody was doing their reviews and opinions on it, and it had a lot of good reviews, along with the L'Oreal one, which I haven't tried yet. My Ulta got it in, but we don't actually have it out. The vendor has it come to do the Ulta, not the Ulta display, the L'Oreal display for the new products, and they haven't actually come for the Maybelline one either, but this one I managed to grab while I was doing our truck shipment. But anyways, this is my correct shade. It's 110 Porcelain. It's the lightest one they have. But it does really keep me matte and poreless like it claims. It keeps me pretty much matte all day. A lot of times I work 8.5 hour shifts and I have an hour drive to and from work. So I'm talking 10, 12 hour days sometimes, and I'm still really matte at the end of the day. And it actually does keep me poreless because I've been pairing it with my L'Oreal Spackle, which really doesn't do anything for my pores, and that kind of just leaves this foundation. And I feel like my pores are way less noticeable than they are with a lot of other foundations. So I really, really do like this. I think all of the reviews that I've seen for it so far have been true. The only thing I would say is that this isn't full coverage. It's probably more like medium. Because if I do have a blemish or something, it covers it, but it's still like I had a blemish here on my chin. Where is it? You can kind of see it actually. And it was just kind of lightly pink instead of being red. So I would just have to put a little bit of concealer on to cover it. But since my skin's been pretty good for the most part this month, this has been my go-to foundation. And if I'm not wearing that, chances are I have been wearing this. It is my IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination. Mine is in the shade Light, which, as I've said many times, is too dark for me, so that's why this is in Project Pan. But I just completely fell in love with this because, first of all, powder foundations to me are just super easy. I usually will do a primer or a BB cream, a little bit of under eye concealer and kind of any spot concealing, and then I will do this. And I mean, it's super easy to blend in a powder foundation as opposed to a liquid, I feel like. This just applies so much easier and quicker, and it's a lot easier to blend too. But the thing that just really set this over the edge and it became a favorite for me was I was actually watching some of my own videos. You know, I watch back to see how they look, because I still haven't done the editing stuff, so I gotta get better at that. But I obviously watch my videos, and there was one or two that I watched and I was like, man, my skin looks really, really great. It looks super highlighted and super pretty and super just glowy. And I was trying to think about what I had on, and it was this. And since I have really oily skin, I usually can't wear anything that's like a dewy finish. It just ends up becoming too oily for me really quickly, or if I end up setting it with a powder, then it ends up having a matte finish, so it kind of defeats the purpose. But this, it just gives me the greatest glowy, dewy look ever, and I love it so much. So I really like this. I am definitely repurchasing it in Fair once I finish this one. I've been resisting purchasing it in Fair now because I do love it so much and I want to wear it. And it kills me that this isn't the correct shade. So, but that is an awesome, awesome powder foundation. And it also has, I feel like, really good coverage as well for powder foundation. I don't expect much when it comes to powder foundations coverage-wise, and that kind of blew me away. So next are my Maybelline matte lipsticks. This formula is amazing. I can't get over how awesome this is. I've been comparing it to Lorac, their Alter Ego lipsticks, NYX. I'm trying to think of what other matte lipsticks I have. quite a few. And this is just still, I think, probably one of my favorite formulas. It's super, super creamy, and it stays creamy. Like, it's not, I don't know, like my NYX ones, they're creamy when I apply them, and then like through the day they set and they get really dry, and I mean the color is there, but my lips are really, really dry. These I feel like stay pretty creamy all day. Obviously they're a little more creamy when I first apply them than like 8 hours from now, but they're still pretty decently creamy 8 hours from now. So I really loved these. I'll show you what shades I have because I only have 4. I want to go back and get pretty much all of them because I think they're awesome. But first one is not Darling, it's Daringly Nude. I always want to say Darling Nude. But that is that one. It's just a nice nude color. It's kind of a little bit browny. It's not really like a pink nude, but I feel like the camera makes it look kind of pink. So there is that one. Next is Lust for Blush. This one I purchased this month, and I am so in love with this one. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's kind of a purpley pink color. It's definitely a blue toned pink though. Oh, this one is, like I said, just one of my favorites. I've wanted to wear it like pretty much every day this month, and I've resisted. So next is Ravishing Rose. This one I really like too, but it's not, like I thought I was going to love this one more than Lust for Blush, and it's the other way around. This one's kind of, I feel like on camera it looks like a typical hot pink. I would say it's kind of a, I don't know. I mean, it is kind of a hot pink, but it's warmer toned, and I would almost say it's more like a muted hot pink. It's not super bright, because when I'm thinking hot pink, I'm thinking like my NYX lipsticks in hot pink, which are very bright neon, kind of in your face, or even the Vivids collection. So I feel like this one's a little more muted, definitely. And then this one is in Divine Wine, which is a just really pretty dark wine red color. And this, again, is one of my favorite like dark red shades because it's super dark and vampy without being, I don't know, super crazy dark red. Like I have Dark Side from MAC, and that one, it can get really, really dark. And that one always, I feel like it's a dark red, but it still looks red, not black or dark purple or anything like that. So that is why I like that one. And the formula, like I said, that is great. And the formula is great with this too. It is the Tarte Lip Blush in Celebrated. I don't remember exactly who I heard talk about this and say it was an awesome blush. I think it was Nikki Tutorials, but it could have been someone else. This is just, I don't know, like this blush, like I can't even, there's no words for it, I guess, kind of. I just feel like this blush can be everything from a little more dramatic, like I applied it today, but I can apply with a super light hand, and it just gives me the subtlest, pretty, natural looking like flush to my cheeks. It's just really, really beautiful, and I kind of forgot how much I really love the Tarte blushes. I saw a review the other day that said the Tarte blushes were horrible, and I'm like, I feel like they're one of those things that you swatch them and they don't always come off. Like, that's actually a pretty decent swatch, but sometimes they don't always swatch very nicely. But they're one of those things that once you put a brush to them, they're amazing. And it's kind of how I feel about the Tarte eyeshadows too. They just don't swatch nicely, but when you put a brush to them, they're okay. They're not as nice as the blushes, but they definitely are better with a brush than they are if you swatch them. So next is my Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. I've only used this a handful of times this month, but I think I really like this. I can't really explain it. It is kind of a mousse formula almost. That's how it feels. And at first I was kind of like, I don't really think like this mascara is black, but it's nothing like crazy. Like they make it sound like this is gonna be the blackest mascara you've ever used, and I was kind of like, it's black, but I don't think it's crazy anything. And I don't know, just kind of wearing it with the CK1, I realized like this is really, really dark, and it doesn't do a whole lot for your lashes, I guess, but it does add volume, it does add a little bit of length, it does like everything. It just really enhances them, I guess. Like it's just a really nice mascara for enhancing your lashes naturally. Like I said, it doesn't do anything crazy volume-wise or crazy length, but it makes your lashes just look really, really nice. So that is why I have liked that one. Plus with the creamier formula, I feel like it's less messy than some that are super wet right away out of the tube and you can't really use them. So there's that. this is my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I don't even know if I've really talked about it because I haven't really done a haul for January, and I'm kind of thinking about not doing one because one, I bought a ridiculous amount of stuff this month and the haul would take forever, and two, I feel like you guys normally see the makeup stuff enough in my weekly makeup bags that a collective haul every month might not be necessary. But I cashed in my Ulta points, and I had like $100 and something. Like, I think I was almost at $200 worth of points. So I cashed them in and I paid 8 cents for this. And I think it's originally like $32. Otherwise I would have probably not purchased it because $32 is quite pricey. But I feel like this is sort of like MAC Fix Plus in a way. I've been spraying it like on brushes and stuff to use with eyeshadows. I've been spraying it as a primer. I've been spraying it as a finishing spray. I've been trying not to use it too much as a finishing spray so that I can finish my Urban Decay All Nighter one, but I don't know, even though I haven't used a lot, I've really grown to love this. Like, now I feel like I'm going to constantly need that or MAC Fix Plus, like just something to get my eyeshadow brushes like wet or for setting and all that kind of stuff. Like, I've just really grown to love it. So it's kind of become a necessity to me now. But I do have some more lip products, so we'll go ahead and do those and then I'll do some other stuff. So this first one is the NYX Butter Gloss in Devil's Food Cake. Yes. I bought this month and I really didn't, like, I just was buying it I think because I was buying something else that was NYX and they were buy one get one 50% off, and I was like, well, I need to get something else then. So I picked up this and I just really didn't know if I was going to like it or not. My particular Ulta has been out of Transylvania and Copenhagen and the soft matte lip creams for quite a while. We usually get 1 or 2 in on a truck and the employees tend to snatch them up and then we don't have any to put on the floor and that kind of thing. But I was like, nobody's really talked about this, and it's obviously a really pretty dark color, but I don't know, I wore this and I got so many compliments. Like, it's so pretty. The way I would describe it is kind of a blackberry color. I didn't actually include this in any weekly makeup bags, but I did wear it like 2 or 3 times one week, the week that I bought it. So I really like that. It's just, I don't know, it's dramatic without being crazy. The only problem I have with that one is that it really, along your like lip edges, I don't know, it does something really weird. Nothing that I've ever experienced with any of the other butter glosses, so it seems to be just that shade, but that color is really pretty. And then next is my Lorac Alter Ego lipsticks. I wore CEO, I think, in my last video. Oh, they smell like cake. They're really good. The only thing is I would say with these that maybe I prefer the Maybelline mattes over them. And the only reason I'd say that is because these kind of can ball up in the corner of my lips a little bit. But otherwise these are very creamy, and I prefer the smell of these over the Maybelline ones because the Maybelline ones just kind of smell like lipstick. But these are really good. And then I have this one in Goddess that I just really love too. Like, it's purple. It's pretty much purple. So I really love these. They've just been awesome this last month. I just feel like Lorac is really doing well with products lately. Like, they've just come out with a lot of good stuff. Because they now have that gold unzipped palette that's been super popular, and there was something else that they launched that was really popular. But those are the 2 colors there, CEO and Goddess. I just kind of want to run back and buy them all, but I feel like some of the shades are obviously similar to other stuff I have, so I shouldn't. But next is the final lip product, Maybelline Rebel Bloom Collection. Same thing with this as the matte poreless. The vendor still hasn't come and like put these new products on our shelves, so I grabbed them out of the box and back. And I wanted to get so many more shades than what I got, but I just kind of grabbed what I saw. So I have Peach Poppy, and this one I am so excited to wear this spring and summer. Like, this collection I've kind of had to restrain myself because I'm like trying to make myself wait for spring to use these, but that is Peach Poppy. This is the one I actually have on now. It's Blushing Bud. It's kind of a like mauve-y pink color. I feel like on camera it picks up a little bit differently, but it's really pretty. There's that one. And then I also got Barely Bloomed. This one I got because on a lot of people's lip swatches it looked kind of like a peachy nude color, and I feel like on camera it kind of picks up that way too. I don't know, I put it on and I'm not the biggest fan of this one. I was a little disappointed. I'll swatch it, but I just feel like this one's kind of a disappointment. It just doesn't look good on. So it's the same like great Maybelline formula that you have from like all the Sensational lines, the Vivids. I don't know what their other line is called. I think it's just called this Color Sensational line. Obviously it's not matte like the matte line, but it's, you know, the same formula that Maybelline always does. They're, I feel like, not crazy pigmented, but they're pretty good. Swatch like Peach Poppy to kind of compare. They're not crazy pigmented because I obviously kind of have to go over it a few times to get it to show up a little bit more, but I mean, they're still really good. It's just, I like the collection as a whole. I like what they did is they're very spring, summery colors. The packaging is awesome, so I really like those. Some brushes that I really love this month. This one is from Eco Tools, and I think it was called like the Flat Eyeshadow or Eyeliner Definer. But this brush I really liked because it is a defining brush, and it's a little thicker than like the typical, I don't know, defining brush. I feel like it's a little thicker than what they usually are. But the reason I like it is I've obviously been setting my liner a lot with my Naked palette to try to use up some of those darker shadows. But this also kind of helps just smoke it out a little bit and helps soften it a little bit. It's, I don't know, it's just been a really great brush, and I've really grown to love that one and kind of depend on it a lot this last month. So, and next, this is my Sigma Tapered Blending E40 brush. Kind of a little bit of a backstory. I will show this to you. It's super old, but this is like my Sigma like travel brush set. I have had this for at least 5 years, I would say. And all of the brushes in it are pretty good. Some are kind of dirty, so I apologize. But they're all still in pretty good shape. They all still look pretty good. And I've always pretty much used the crease brush from this. And these brushes are so old, they have the old numbering on them. So this is the SS224. I don't know what that is. But I figured like these two brushes are basically the same. Like I assumed they were. I was completely wrong. Because I've been obviously really working on my like blending this month. Trying to get to that Jaclyn Hill status. But I just was like, this is not cutting it. Like things are just coming out kind of splotchy and things are going where I don't want them to. So I just kind of started to really hate this crease brush, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to try the other Sigma one I have. Because I'm not going to lie, 9 times out of 10 I reach for this little brush kit because it's easy to reach for in the morning. So I was like, I'm going to actually try the crease brush that I have. And this one is so much better than this one. And I'm like, I don't know if it's because this one's old or what it is. Like I said, I just feel like they look really similar. And this one actually scared me because the bristles are a little bit longer than this one. But this brush is just really, really good. It's really great for blending. I've really grown to love it. So it's kind of made me quit using this Sigma little brush thing and just reach for my other brushes that I have. So, I don't know, it's just been a really good brush. Next, kind of some more eyeshadow stuff. Finally getting to the eyeshadows. So I've really, really grown to love my MAC Fabulousness Warm Eyes thing. The first color, Glamour Light, has just been my brow bone highlight this entire month. I just really like it. It's very soft. It's not very noticeable, but it's got a subtle little bit of a sheen to it. So it's just been very, very pretty. And then Retrospect I haven't used as much, but that one's a nice gold color. It's more my favorites for Glamour Light being as my brow bone highlight. I've really grown to love that this month. So that is probably going to be one of the first shadows gone from this little thing. My other favorite I forgot, but it is my Lorac Pro 2 palette. I used that pretty much all of January. I came up with some really pretty looks with it. I remember my one tutorial, or not tutorial, I haven't done tutorials yet. I would like to though. One of my videos, I had a purple smoky eye on, and I used Vintage Plum like eyeshadow base from, let's see if I can find it here, from Maybelline, this one. I used this, and then I took the purple shadow from the Rock Pro 2 and put it on top and used kind of some of the lighter gray colors to blend it out. It was super, super pretty, and I remember getting a couple compliments on it in the comments, so I kind of want to do a tutorial with it, but I just haven't, I don't know. Don't have really the setup right now and stuff, so I'm working on it. Hopefully some more progress after this week, but my Lorac Pro 2 has definitely been my favorite this last month. It's just awesome, and I love wearing cool toned stuff in January, so I used it a ton. And lastly, my Benefit Gimme Brow. I have used this pretty much the entire month. I was starting out trying to use it, and I kind of didn't like it. I've fallen back in love with it. It just fills in my brows. It's really quick and easy, so I've kind of grown to love it. It also, I feel like, makes my brows look a lot nicer than what they actually look like. So I feel like this always makes them look a lot better than how they actually look, and I love that. I believe this is waterproof, so I'm actually going to have to pick another one up because we're going to be going to the water park capital of the world, so Wisconsin Dells. But yeah, I kind of want to put, I want some like waterproof brow product for when we go. And my big unfavorite this month, oh, it kills me to say this, but this Urban Decay Vice Limited palette. I was super excited for this, and when I saw Ulta was getting it, I was like, I might have to get that. I told myself I was going to get, like, I was going to try to hold up and not buy so many palettes. And, I mean, it just kind of went out the window as soon as I saw that we were going to be getting this. And I thought, yeah, like, I'm going to have to get it. And then we got it, and I kind of looked at it, and I was like, no, I don't really, like, I'm just not drawn to it. And then there was a time where I was kind of shopping with my mom after work, and I was like, okay, I really want it. I'm going to get it. And what really drew me in was this road stripe color. Down here on the bottom, it looks like a plain white. So I'm trying to move more into the light here. Looks like a plain white, and it's actually this one right here. And then that is what it actually looks like. Like, it's a white with like a bluish duochrome. It's so, so, so pretty. I can't get over it. Like, I love that one. And my mom was talking about it and how much she really liked it too. But the rest of the shadows in here just don't, like, they just don't wow me, and I'm just really not, I don't know, I'm not impressed. This whole palette is pretty much a palette of re-promotes. That sounds kind of bad. There are, I think, like 5 new colors that we've never seen from Urban before, but for example, right off the top of my head, I know Backdoor is from the Smoked palette. Goddess is a color from the old like formula before they discontinued some shades, and actually Goddess still feels like it's the old formula. Like, it feels awful. Oh, I hate that one. Laced is part of the Permanent line. Last Sin was in Vice 3. I believe Perversion is from something. I know Blackout is usually their black that they put in things, but I believe Perversion's from something. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't own like a lot of the older Urban Decay shadows, like the Book of Shadows and that kind of thing. I have like the Naked palettes, and I have the Vice palettes, and I have the Smoke palette. I think that's it. I don't really usually buy a ton of like their, like, remember they used to have the face cases. I had one of those and I gave it away because I didn't like it. They had the Wizard of Oz collection. I didn't buy anything from that. So some of these are probably from other like Urban Decay palettes that I don't have. But some of the shadows are really, really good. For example, this deeper one here, this like nice pretty brown. Really pretty, great, like typical Urban Decay formula. It's awesome. Swatches like crazy and looks freaking amazing. And then you have ones like Goddess, and I'm like, this is like a chunky, like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pick this up on camera, but like there's just lots of like little crumbly pieces of eyeshadow, and it looks nice on camera swatch, but in person it looks not that great. Like, it's kind of splotchy. There's like lots of fallout just from doing a swatch with it. So I don't know, like some of the formulas just feel like the old formulas, and then some of the formulas feel super nice. I don't know, Laced and Anonymous are 2 matte shadows. Backdoor is as well, and so is Perversion, but I kind of thought that these were going to feel like the matte shadows that are in the Vice 3 palette. They're super, super creamy. And these are a little bit drier, which I know some people do prefer that formula. But they just really weren't impressed. Provocateur, the shadow here, I was really disappointed with this one too. It doesn't feel like the old formula. It's a little creamier than Goddess. There's kind of a swatch of it there on my finger. Swatches pretty nicely on the back of my hand, but when I actually went to put it on my lid, all that showed up was like the glitter that was in it. So that was kind of disappointing too. Like I said, I could really do a whole review about this palette and kind of go over everything because I don't think all the shadows are bad. I just think some of them are not that great. So even though I've barely used this palette this month, it's kind of already an unfavorite because I just feel like some of the shadows really missed the typical Urban Decay, you know, standard. So I'm a little disappointed with it. I think the packaging is great though. This is a lot like the Vice 2 packaging with like the pop-up button. Mine always just wants to whip right open, and I almost dropped it the first time I opened it because it like flew open. But, and when it has the typical Urban Decay double-ended brush, but like I said, it's an unfavorite because of those shadows. I feel like some of them are just not that great. I did think about returning it, but kind of one thing is when you return makeup to a makeup store and it's been used, we don't put it back on the shelf. We destroy it. So I kind of was like, can I stand the thought of this palette being destroyed in our back room, or would I rather just keep it and not like it? And I was like, I kind of would rather just keep it and use it here and there than have it get destroyed, or maybe give it to my cousin as a gift or something. Like, I would just rather do that, I think, than see it get destroyed, because it's such a limited palette and Urban Decay has made such a big deal about this being a very limited exclusive palette. So I think I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep trying it out, try to work with it a little bit more. And then like I said, not all of the shadows are bad, just some of them are not that great. So holy cow, I've rambled a lot, but I will see you guys next time. Bye.